Hi there, it's Daniel, Prince Crybaby, and this is my February monthly update. Basically, why I decided to make these monthly videos is to be closer to my audience and share more personal life experiences, because when you're a YouTuber, you present your life. Your life is sort of like a work of art. You're very much in control of what you want people to see, right? And so it's much easier for you to present it in a funnier, in a more glorious, beautiful, appealing way, right? And I'm not saying that my life is like that glorious or appealing, but it certainly looks way more fun from what I'm posting on YouTube. And it's easier for me to always cut out the boring parts and the sad ones, or the parts of where I'm frustrated or anything, and just erase the memory of them, right? Sort of. And I feel like that's what a lot of content creators are struggling with. But which is why I feel like it's important for me to talk about my personal life experiences and how it's actually going on, to share what's actually happening behind the scenes of all the videos that I'm making. And so February this year started with the Chinese New Year, and that was amazing because we had a 2 weeks vacation, and Joey and I, Joey is my boyfriend, we went to his home province of Fujian and celebrated the Chinese New Year with his whole entire family. Like, I met his dad, mom, little brother, 2 grandmas and 2 grandpas for the first time ever, and some other relatives as well. And in China, it's actually like a very, very big deal. So like, it might sound way more easy for a foreigner when you say, okay, well, I met, guess again, it depends on which country you're from. I guess for a Westerner, it probably sounds, it's not like that much of a big deal. Yes, you met someone's parents, but then you break up and it's all fine. Whereas in China, it's not exactly like that. If you meet your partner's parents, it's probably like a very, very big deal. There's like a 99% chance that you're gonna get married one day. So, so I met his whole family, and that was amazing. It was also stressful because basically in China, in every province, they speak different languages. Well, I mean, different dialects at least. Different dialects of Chinese, and what they speak there is very different from what I'm learning in my Chinese class. So like, an average Chinese person would understand nothing of what they're talking about in their daily life using their dialect when they speak their dialect. So you imagine me, a foreigner, having like 2 years of background in Chinese, trying to figure out what the conversations were. That was very awkward. But at the same time, I still felt very warmly welcomed, and that was very important for me, obviously. We spent some great times. I saw the Chinese village. I've been to a Chinese village last year at a friend's house, but I sort of got to experience the Chinese village on a deeper level, because we stayed there for like 5 days. That was amazing, and so I feel like I've been in China for 3 years, but it was the first time that I've actually gotten to celebrate a real Chinese New Year, where the whole family gathers around the table and all that. Another very important part of that was me getting to bond with Joey's brother, because he is 9, and it's first of all, again, it's of course important for us to have his support on this, because Joey is like a role model for him now. He's looking up to his older brother in anything he does. But at the same time, it was also because I'm generally good with kids, and I miss my 15-year-old sister a lot. I haven't seen her in over 3 years now, because pandemic, thanks COVID. But yeah, like in that, I sort of got to experience having a little brother all over again. He was adorable. He was annoying. He was funny. Because after celebrating Chinese New Year in the village, we also took him to Xiamen, which is one of the biggest cities in the province of Fujian, and we stayed there for a few days. And then we also took him to Chengdu for a week. So we spent almost 3 weeks together, I think, almost like a month. And that was very fun. It was very fun, at times crazy, mind blowing, sort of, because kids' energy, it's something that you can never stop, you can never control. But it was still exciting, because because you see, like, when someone grows attached to you and looks up to you and listens to you, that's, yeah, like, we've bonded really well. At the same time, what happened in February was, I talked about that in my previous monthly update video, that I sort of got burnt out at work and yeah, just didn't have a lot of energy left, because the workload was massive and I was working up to 7 days a week sometimes in like 2021. So by the end of the year, I was left almost like breathless, to be honest. And then January, I felt like there were plenty of opportunities to recharge emotionally and yeah, just emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, mentally, all that. I liked the pay. That was my favorite thing about the job. Other than, of course, I loved working with kids, and I talked about that in my previous video and all that. And that, honestly, the conditions were not that bad. The conditions were generally also very good. But I still felt like I was exhausted. And at some point, once you burn out, you burn out. And the funny thing that happened to me was that I was still thinking that I don't really have the energy to do it anymore. Like, on the same level, with the same level of attitude, with the same level of dedication as I did before. And surprise, surprise, I think 3 weeks, like on the 3rd week of February or the 4th week of February, like at the end of the month somewhere, we had this meeting where they basically told me that because of the visa type I'm working on right now in China, I cannot be working for the school anymore. Long story short, I have lost my job, and the options were not many. And the options were also limited, so I could find another place that would have me on the same type of visa. I wasn't sure how stable that would be, or I can go to another country. And I started looking for jobs in Thailand, Vietnam, and around Asia, because I was thinking that, yeah, actually, well, I'm just gonna pack all of this, put my boyfriend in the luggage, put the dogs in another luggage and in another suitcase, and we're just gonna go to another country. And it was stressful. At the same time, something else has happened. 2 days after I lost my job, I also got bitten by a dog on a finger. It was okay. I didn't have to take the rabies shot because the dog was vaccinated against it, and it was fine. It was not like a big deal. On a positive note, 2 weeks after having lost my job, I have already had a solution. It's not a 100% solution yet, but it most probably will work. And I also had another crazy experience just 2 weeks after getting fired, where I went to a Chinese hospital and stayed at a hospital for a week for the first time, and I had a surgery for the first time in my life. But all of those will be our topic for the next monthly update video, which will come out in April. So stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot for watching. It was Daniel, Prince Crybaby, and let me know in the comments, how was your February? And if you have any questions, reach out. I will be happy to reply. Have a good one. Bye-bye.